Welcome to another edition of Breaking News brought to you by Source Selection Soundbites. Today we will discuss the case of HBIGF joint venture, or HBIGF decided at the GAO. HBIGF is a joint venture of Hayward Baker Inc. and Gannett Fleming GEI Consultants JV. In this acquisition, the Army Corps of Engineers had a requirement for over 6 miles of cut-off walls at the Herbert Hoover Dike embankment. The agency identified the possible OCI once proposals were received. The agency subsequently notified the HBIGF of the issue and gave them a chance to respond. In its response, it explained why an OCI did not exist. The agency decided to form a competitive range to negotiation with offerers remaining in the competitive range. At that time, it notified HBIGF that was excluded due to biased ground rule and unequal access to information OCIs. Upon learning of the agency's decision, HBIGF protested the agency's decision. According to the protester, the agency's decision to eliminate it from the competition was improper because the agency's OCI analysis failed to meaningfully consider relevant information and was otherwise unreasonable. With respect to the agency's conclusion that HBIGF suffered from a biased ground rules, OCI, the protester asserts that the agency failed to meaningfully consider the limited scope of an IPR review, the limited scope of Gannett Fleming's involvement in the IPR in this case, and the content of the IPR report, which the protester argues was limited to clarifications and refinements of existing construction plans and technical specifications. The protester also contends that the agency misapplied the OCI provisions of the FAR and prior decisions of the GAO in concluding that an OCI exists. En route to finding against the protester, GAO noted that notwithstanding the IEPR scope of work or other agency guidance, the contracting officer meaningfully considered the relevant documents concerning the IEPR and reasonably reached the conclusion that the JV partners' support included substantive suggestions and recommendations. Further, the contracting officer found that many of those suggestions were accepted by the agency. In addition, the record shows that the OCI determination relied on FAR subsection 9.505-2B1, which provides that if a contractor prepares or assists in preparing a work statement to be used in competitively acquiring a system or services, that contractor may not supply the system, major components of the system, or the services. Additionally, the contracting officer relied on the general rules set forth in FAR subsection 9.505, which provide that conflicts may arise in situations not expressly covered in the rules, and prior decisions by the GAO and the federal courts providing that a contracting officer may protect the integrity of the procurement system by disqualifying an offerer from the competition where the firm may have obtained a competitive advantage, even if no actual impropriety can be shown, as long as the determination is based on hard facts and not mere innuendo and suspicion. Now let's address a few of the lessons learned from this protest. They include: 1. When a CO conducts a thorough investigation, that GAO grants them ample deference. 2. Joint ventures can be affected by the activities of its partners or its partners' affiliates. And 3. Even though an exception may be plausibly available, the CO may elect to protect the integrity of the procurement where the hard facts demonstrated a firm may have obtained an unfair competitive advantage. In this episode of Source Selection Soundbites, we discussed the HBIGF case, OCI evaluation, and the breadth of CO discretion. This concludes today's Source Selection Soundbite. If this video was helpful, hit the like and subscribe button to ensure you don't miss any new material. If you want more details on the subject, they are available on the Source Selection Answer app. It contains lectures, quizzes, court cases, sample documents, and more material that allows practitioners to quickly obtain actionable knowledge. Thanks for watching. See you next time.